Morning, Kim.
Good morning, Courtney.
This is like our third attempt. We accidentally went live a minute ago on some random Facebook page. I don't even know what page that was.
That's
So I'm sure whoever saw that little gem is like, this is great.
well, they probably are hooked. They need to
They're,
see
you
what we
know,
do.
it's like that first drug, right? Like the pusher, I'm a pusher. I'm like, here's a little sample
Here's a little
of the
sample.
hot mess that is
Yes,
occurring. If you want
yes.
more, you have to give me your email address so I own you
There you
forever,
go.
and then I'll harass you forever. Good morning, Kim.
Hi,
Good
Courtney.
morning, Kim Sells Concord. That's how I only refer to you as.
Because why are you going to try and attempt my last name? I
And
mean, I even put Kim Sells Concord on the thing.
well, and this is how ridiculous I am. I was telling Gabe last night that we're doing this, and he's like Concord, New Hampshire. And I was like,
You know,
I don't think so. I don't think
no,
so.
no.
No, I don't
There's a
like, I
lot of
knew,
different Concords.
oh, are
They
there?
pronounce it Concord. Like, I think there's
Okay.
one in Massachusetts too or something. I don't
You
know.
pronounce it Concord?
No, Concord. Yeah, other places do it Concord. Yeah,
Concord. Well, they're wrong.
they're wrong. We're
That's
right.
odd. That's
Yeah,
weird for them.
yeah.
When I moved to Texas, I realized that they just pronounce shit wrong here. What I assume is wrong, but they're
Yeah.
looking at me like, "Okay, California girl." Like,
Yeah, that's a
so,
difference.
good morning, Dante, who is my Chat GPT boyfriend.
Oh, yes.
He likes to write me a new intro to the podcast.
Fun.
And then because I'm 48, well, soon to be in a couple weeks, I don't know how to pre-record anything.
Right.
I did hire someone to help me. So I
Okay.
just read it. So welcome everyone to the Happy Agent Podcast, where we ditch the hustle and find our flow. I'm your host, Courtney Benson. I don't want to say that part. It sounds douchey. Speaker coach and the founder of the Happy Agent Collective. Around here, we believe in building a business that actually feels good, one rooted in alignment, confidence, and a little bit of magic. Why is this is like a whole new rendition that he's written for me. Each week, we'll unpack the real stuff behind success, mindset, marketing, manifestation, and the moments that shape us. So whether you're here for strategy, energy, or some good old fashioned truth telling, we're doing it.
We're
We're
doing it.
doing it. I have trained him to like learn about me. And
Hmm.
so, um, sometimes he'll throw in the top 1% real estate agent. And sometimes I'm like, stop, Dante, that sounds so douchey.
That's funny.
So good morning, Kim Drakulich from TikTok.
Hmm.
Where's your bottle this morning?
I do not have my bottle this morning, and this is water. I swear.
We don't believe you.
Yeah, check back in 15 minutes.
Yeah, we don't believe you. And in fact, mine's probably not water either, based off of how we started this podcast. I never have a plan really, which I found out you don't either. So
No.
as I was texting you and I'm like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? You're like, okay. And then I'm like, I'll get you info later. And then
And
like
then,
skirting in at the last minute, I'm like, here's what we're going to talk about. And you're like, cool. I don't plan either.
but you notice I never got back to you either. I'm like, she'll
Yeah,
figure it out. We'll
it's
figure it
fine.
out.
I don't, and
It's
I
fine.
don't care. I used to be so uptight with like when the kids were younger and I was like the quintessential Pinterest mom. And I wasn't as busy then.
Yeah.
I'm busy with them, but like I wasn't as busy with production.
Right.
And so I could do all of the things.
Mhm.
And now like people are always well, when are you going to go do this or that? I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, where is it located? I'm like, I don't know. Well, when do you find out? When I get in the damn car. Like honestly. And then sometimes it's a fun surprise, like, oh shit, that's 20 minutes longer than I had planned for. And it just is what it is.
It works for you.
And it's okay. It's okay. I may change that someday and I may not, and I'm okay with it.
Good. Good.
So we know your face from TikTok, and I was just at Rev B
Yes.
in San
One
Antonio.
year I will make it there.
Well, you were already there, ma'am. You
I
were
was
on
there.
the screen. Tim Macy had a photo of you with your friend who had passed, and he shared a really sweet moment. And I took a picture of your picture up there. And then as soon as I put my phone down, I forgot what I was doing. So, but I do have it just like, I bought you something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
years
last year.
ago. Yeah, along with I bought something for Blake Jones too, our
Oh,
friend Blake Jones, and
yes.
that's still in my car.
It happens. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
it's
get a signed copy of your book too,
a
but whatever.
what? This one?
Yes. Hold on.
You mean you mean
Hold on. I have you stacked on my, but
are
it's
you
not, it's
like
not, not
well,
signed.
okay, I'm gonna send you one. I'm
Hmm.
gonna send you one.
Okay.
Um, how long have
Oh,
you been in real estate?
this is my 11th year. I think we're kind of
Yeah.
on the same path. But I got into real estate differently, I think, than most. Most people, see something or something is calling them to real estate, right?
I was broke and had no other option.
For me, we were in the process of selling our first house, and my girls were young at the time. I was a stay-at-home mom slash bartender slash karaoke host slash,
Yeah.
daytime with kids, nighttime.
You did all that without leaving your house.
I did. Yeah. So when we were selling our first house, both girls were just starting full-time school, right? So I'm like, okay, now's the time I need to figure out what I'm doing with my life. And the agent we hired to sell our house was just starting to get busy herself. And she was ready to take on an administrative assistant to help with
Yeah.
marketing and things like
Uh-huh.
that. And she was like, Kim, you just seem like you're really organized and you seem to do well on Facebook. Like even back then on Facebook, I would whatever. But so she hired me as an unlicensed assistant back in 2013. And I quickly realized that I'm like, I need to be on the other side.
Right. Yeah.
But it was cool though, because I got to learn all the back end stuff before I even, got my license, which
Yeah.
was
That's
extremely
amazing. That's
so
like planning to have a baby.
right. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Pretty much.
who
I always
does
have some
that?
great
Who
plans.
does that?
I
So
know.
that's right. So you got to learn and then decide, like, yes, this is for me. I
Yes.
see the vision is bigger than this, and
Hmm.
I see that ahead. Now, when you got your license, did you implement the stuff that she was doing, or were you like, that wasn't working?
Yes and no. I took to Facebook more, but I did learn her, what they did marketing wise, like on paper and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. But no, I was their buyer's agent for a few months, and then I realized
Okay.
like I just didn't want that either. So
Yeah.
I, kind of
Well, and I
wound
think real estate has changed so much since
up.
then. I'm like, we
Oh, it
not
makes me
only,
cringe what we used to do or should have
well,
done, but I
I
never
think
did.
though, but I think we actually learned real estate. And much
Mhm.
like me being born in 1977, which I feel like was
78.
the woo, which was like the prime time to be born. Like we
Absolutely.
were able to grow up without the cameras, but then
Yep.
we're able to like have this
Yes.
later in life. So I just
Mhm.
think like we just won the lottery with that.
For sure.
And what was I talking about?
Just how things were
Oh yeah.
different
Do you
then.
see what I mean? I told you I just like
Yeah. Yeah.
spaced all of a sudden.
Okay, let me
Um,
write a little note. Keep
yeah.
Courtney on
Yeah. You're
track.
like this with notes down there, like just like I think we had to learn how to actually do real estate because
Mhm.
so much business came from referrals. And if we sucked at being realtors, we didn't get referrals. Where it seems like now it's just marketing. If you're good at marketing, you can wing it on the real estate side,
Right.
which is
Right.
super
Which
cringe.
I hate. Yeah, I'm
I
not a
hate
fan of
that.
that.
And do you ever talk to agents on other deals and you're like, I hate this for your clients
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
What
Seems
a, I
like I
just
love
want
it for
to,
mine, but
I mean, I love it for me, not so much for you. Yeah, so I think we came in at like a good time.
for sure.
When did you get on TikTok?
Actually, I mean, I got on TikTok rather quickly, but real estate was, the furthest thing from my
Hmm.
mind. It was 2020, nothing else to do.
Yeah,
And my daughters, who are now 18 and 17, they do have social media. We won't get into all that, but it's extremely monitored and, anyway. But they kept talking about this TikTok app that they wanted. And I'm like, well, I need to check it out first. I need to see what this is all about. And that was literally the end of it. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I love this app so much. But I mean, the first 2 years, I mean, I was doing like stupid COVID videos and,
Hmm.
it wasn't real estate at all. It wasn't until I had that ridiculously video that went viral with me jumping in the pool with my clothes on. I don't even know
Yeah.
if we were friends then, but that's when I was like, oh, I might have something here.
Hmm. And did you like, what was your initial response when you had that viral video? Did you like get sick to your stomach about it? Were you like excited? Were you like opportunity? Or were you like, holy shit, what did I just do to myself?
Yes, on all fronts.
Yeah.
But I do remember sitting there, and I'll be honest with you, had I known where TikTok was really going, and had I known then what I know now, I would
Hmm.
have approached it totally differently.
Really?
Yes,
Like
I do
what?
feel like I probably missed out on something. But I do remember sitting there, literally refreshing the page, sitting next to my husband, like, honey, I think I'm about to hit 1 million views. And then it went, and it just kept going.
Yeah.
And every time I refreshed it, there was like another 3,000 likes. It was
Yeah.
just insane. It was overwhelming.
Yes.
But again, if something like that were to happen again now, I would totally, it would I would have reacted differently.
Like, how? What do you mean?
Just paid more attention to the comments, replied to a lot of the comments, just try to make it more organized, I guess. I do try not to be very organized and methodical with TikTok because I love TikTok and I don't want to wind up hating TikTok,
Yeah.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense. But with that being said, I would probably, I would just go through the comments and like everything. I wasn't really
Yeah.
replying to any of them. I
Well, it
wasn't,
gets overwhelming. It's so like
it
there's
is.
so
It
many.
does. With those
Do
type
you?
of videos, it gets very
Yeah.
overwhelming. Yeah.
It just dawned on me that I never told anyone what this podcast episode was about.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the
Well, we haven't
title.
even
I mean,
gotten there.
it's in the title.
It's in the
You
title.
can read. You're fine. You're fine. Guys, you're fine. Not everything has to be perfect. So
And
basically, we're talking about dealing with trolls and
yeah.
like when do you clap back? When do you block?
Mhm.
When do you ignore? And when do you burn it all down?
Right. Well, we haven't burned it down yet.
Every other day. Every other day. So you're on TikTok, you had that first viral video. In hindsight, you're like, would have dealt with it differently.
Mhm. Little bit. Because I got hateful comments that like that wasn't the beginning of my, responding to the trolls.
Mhm.
That was the beginning of, whoa, there's people out there that don't like us
Yeah.
very much.
And isn't it weird when
It's
people don't
crazy.
like something? You're like, what? I'm sorry about your life. Like, what is
Right.
wrong with you,
It's
weirdo? I just
it's
think they're all weirdos. You,
baffling.
you know what I started thinking when I'd get stuff? I would literally, you can ask Gabe, I'd read something and I was like, why do they have a crush on me? That is so awkward for them. Like I
Yeah.
always feel it's like the equivalent of pulling the little girl's pigtails.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
just will say that to them and then they don't know what to do because they're like, no, ma'am, I don't like you. And I'm like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you kind
And
of
then
will.
then I've just made it so weird that they just leave. But so I'm going to give this away. I think I'm going to type it up, make it nice. And we're going to talk about this later. I have the Empowered Clapback Collection.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love
So
it.
we're gonna check. Okay, so tell me. Okay, let's talk about the trolling because
Yeah.
I have been trolled. You have
Hmm.
been trolled, and you know what's so cool about TikTok? Just a little sidesy note. There's a handful of us that kind of came up with TikTok at the same time, and we
Yes.
all like unofficially became friends.
Yes.
And we need Wiley Branch back. By the way, I don't know what the hell he's doing with his cooking. I'm
I know.
successful. Okay,
Good
Wiley.
for him. But
But
yes, I
good for
do.
you, but not for us, Wiley.
Yes, I
You know,
miss.
he lives near me.
I knew he lived in
Mhm.
Texas.
Yeah,
Texas is so
he
big, so
it's gigantic.
you could have
Yeah,
lived
he
10
lives
hours.
near me. We went to dinner once. Trad Bastion was
I
in
remember
town,
seeing that. Yep.
and then it was Trad, Wiley, me, and then our spouses. And our poor spouses. Well, Trad's
Yeah.
wife wasn't there. She's
Yeah.
not anymore. I'm sorry, Trad awkward. He's living his best life, and
He
other
is
people, and
living
other. I mean,
with
he
his
might be living
mustache
too much
and
of a best life. He
yeah.
may need to slow his roll. Love him. Yeah. So the three of us were just like, and our poor spouses are just like, oh my God.
Yes. Oh, I can imagine.
So what has been, not to pick at the wound, but kind of,
Hmm.
what's your most hurtful comment that you've ever received?
So the most hurtful ones, and we'll probably talk about this too, so I'll address it now. The most hurtful ones, they don't get my time or energy. Those get blocked and deleted. I block them,
Are they're like personal attacks?
They're personal attack. I've been called, fat piggy, like, you know what I mean? Just personal attacks. I had fun with the one that said I needed Botox.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because she's not wrong. I mean, look at me. Like, I've never had
Then
good.
I can't make these faces.
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly.
I
I mean, I have a little
I
fat,
have Botox and
but we need to talk about that another time because I really want to try it and I'm scared. Anyway,
it's amazing.
the personal ones, like I said, literally called like fat piggy, stop eating donuts and
Oh
get
God.
whatever, things like
Yeah.
that. That's on another level, and that's not what I consider a troll. I don't consider those trolls. I consider them despicable human beings, and they don't get my time. Then you've got your trolls, the funny ones, or sometimes honestly just uneducated people that just hear things and they assume it's true or whatever. Those are the ones I like
Yeah.
to
Well,
to
you
deal with.
engaged a lot with, I blocked him
Miami
early on.
9595.
Miami 9595, the
I had a
notorious.
playlist just dedicated to responding to his comments. He's a fun troll, he's fun.
Didn't Trad like dox him?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, well, we wound up finding out a lot about him, and I think that was mostly with Trad. Yes, we found out who he really was, his name, what he did actually sell, some family business or something. Yeah, we wound up knowing a lot about him. And honestly, in Miami 9 5, we wound up being very cordial. Like he'll
Oh,
even
really?
say, yes, he's even said you're one of the few realtors that are actually like good or whatever. Yeah, he's actually complimented me.
Oh,
The
wow.
fun trolls are, yeah, those are the ones
I
I like to
Yeah,
concentrate on.
I blocked him early. I
Oh, you
remember
froze on my end, just
what's
FYI.
that?
You're froze. I mean, I can hear you,
Oh,
but
I'm frozen.
you're frozen. I
It's the
can hear
bo
you.
it's the Botox.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
Okay. Yeah, I blocked him early. I don't think when he came around me, I was like not about that life.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
I have gone through phases of when I started posting and I was starting to get comments and then had the viral video, my first one, and then that got very overwhelming. And even now, I know if I post certain things, the response I'll get, sometimes I have to like prepare myself.
Yes.
My biggest fear always, and this is my internal sickness, is that I just never wanted to be called fat. Like
Mhm.
that was my wound. You know, I've
Yeah.
lost 130 pounds since I started getting on TikTok, and knock on wood,
Amazing.
whatever. Um, so far, I have not had that, which is wild to me. And
No.
I'll say to Gabe every once in a while, I'm
I
like, I feel
mean,
like that's
look at
low hanging
you.
fruit. Like, I feel like of all the things, I had somebody
Mhm.
pick on my eyebrows one time, which
Oh,
I
dear.
was like that. I don't know why that
People are just
triggered me.
weird.
I
I know
maybe I
when people do the personal attacks, like I said, I don't consider those trolls.
we went to high school in the 90s where all of our eyebrows are
We
gone.
we had no eyebrows.
We tweezed the hell out of them. So
Yeah.
that felt personal.
Yeah.
I had somebody made a comment about I had a lot of makeup on. I was going to an event and I was like,
Mm.
okay. But for the most part, I don't care. I think that for me, the benefit of it is I learned a lot about myself, given me a lot of self confidence. Because what I found was this is just me, this is my petty side coming out. So when I was with Compass, now we're both with Real, which is the best brokerage, by the way. Don't tell everybody. When I was with Compass before, my favorite thing about Compass, my only thing I liked about
Mm-hmm.
was there was an app that it's called Find an Agent. And you could look up any agent in the US and
You
get
told me
their
about that.
production. Yes. So my petty ass, anytime an agent would say anything, I was like,
Hmm.
and I'm looking and I was like, oh, right, because you don't sell anything. All
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So I did this for about a course of 2 months, just made it my mission to anytime somebody had something snarky to say, I would look them up. And wouldn't you know it, not one of them had any significant production at all. So then I'm like, okay, putting the pieces together, it is like they say, nobody who's doing better than you is going to tear you down for showing up.
Amen.
And that stays consistent.
Yes.
So then my mindset just became anytime somebody said anything mean, I'm like, one, either you're in love with me and this is awkward for both of us, or you're jealous and that's okay.
And that's it.
I feel for
Mhm.
you. I hear you. Yeah. So that just became my thing. Whether it's true or not, don't care.
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't care.
Mhm.
But that's what I will say in my head and it makes it just go away.
Yep.
And that's okay. So tell me, like I have had a ridiculous amount of unexpected blessings from
Hmm.
being on social media, like far outweigh anything. And even the negative has turned into a blessing because it's made me a person that I like myself. And I don't think I would have found out that I liked myself so much until people kept holding a mirror up to me and I was like, okay, keep doing it. I like what I see. Thanks, y'all. I don't think that would have shown up.
Yeah.
And so for you, like what have been your blessings out of this?
In specific to trolls and all that, like the negative
Yeah,
and all that.
just showing
Yeah.
up and having to face
Yeah.
the negative.
I would say it's given me thicker skin. They always say in real estate, you got to have thick skin. You got to have thick skin, right? Because, things can be high and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
poof, things fall
And
apart,
honestly, we're
whatever.
kind of a group of assholes.
Yeah. But I never thought that of myself, because I do when a deal falls apart or some my buyers missed out, whatever. Like I get emotionally involved and attached, and I never considered myself of having thick skin, so to
Hmm.
speak. So with dealing with negative comments and actually dealing with them and not just blocking them all, actually confronting them. I'm like, wow, okay, so I do have thick skin, and wow, I can clap back. Wow, I am funny. It just kind of.
Yeah.
made me realize that I can handle just about anything, honestly. And to some who's not on social media all the time, that may sound a little silly, like, oh, because you can handle some stranger calling you a name or whatever, you can handle anything. Well, yeah, because they're kind
Yeah.
of like attacking you, you know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, if you can handle that, you can pretty much
Yeah.
handle anything.
Yeah.
So
That surprised you about yourself? You were kind of like, yeah,
absolutely, because I'm
yeah.
not a confrontational person. I mean, obviously, when it comes
I'm
to
not either.
work,
Yeah.
I'll fight for my clients, but I do not care for
Yeah.
confrontation. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what this is.
Mm.
You are confronting somebody in front of millions of people.
Yes. Well, it's funny you say that too, because I'm not confrontational either.
Yeah,
And I think people that surprises them because I am outspoken, but I'm
there's a
the kind
difference.
of person where I literally will just disappear.
Yes.
Like if you've pissed me off so much, instead of bringing I will just like one day you'll be like, "Where'd Courtney go?
Yeah.
She's gone from your life." Like,
Yeah.
just disappear. But
Yeah.
same way, if somebody brings it to me, I will show up and
Hmm.
bring friends. Otherwise, no, same. I
Yeah.
think that's an odd,
It's a
almost
weird.
surprise. It's surprising because we do get, the opportunity to engage with people.
Right. Yeah. I'm not confrontational, but apparently I can be,
Yeah.
so I like that. That is a blessing because in turn that gives you, confidence and yada yada
Yeah.
yada, the whole
So
shebang.
in your video, because you show up as yourself and you brought on the Tito's bottle. And then the Tito's bottle became a prop. And I love the video you did where you're like, y'all, this is water in here. Because there's that where you're drinking out of and people are like, oh my God,
I
like
would never hire
I
a
would
realtor that gets drunk at
not.
my house.
Like
So
people
can
are
I
so
talk
literal
about that
about
real
stuff.
quick?
Of course.
Let me
Yeah.
talk about that instance real quick.
Yeah.
So that video, the original video, it was me at my seller's house basically saying, wow, they have so many cool places where I can film my TikTok videos. So I was in random spots of their house, drinking quote unquote my Tito's. And again, obviously it's water, but I met that seller through TikTok. She's got way more followers than I do. She runs a big Turo company. Like she has like a 20 car fleet and whatnot. So she knew damn well that she was like, you better be in my house drinking that
Yeah.
Tito. Like that's why I hired you. So it's kind of funny that I got those comments like, I would never hire a realtor. Great, good. Don't call me. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
You know what I say in my head when people say I would never hire you as a realtor? Because again, it's self-preservation dickiness. I'm always like this. It's fine. You can't afford a house anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, we both know you're not buying
Yeah.
anything. Come
Yeah.
on. Like
Exactly.
stop it.
Yeah.
Again, the delusion is real and it's okay. And you can
Yep.
say those things. And that's, and I love that. I notice my TikTok clients kind of have a common theme, a thread, a personality thread.
Mhm.
What is yours?
They all curse.
They all walk around with Tito's bottles.
They're no, right? They all are no. They're just they're like me. It
Yeah.
just, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know about a common thread. It's always just easy. They're
Hmm.
easy because they've been watching me. They already know what to do. They're reaching out to me when they're ready to do the damn thing. And it's just cool. But yeah, I mean, if I had to pick a common thread, like
They're all awesome,
they're
like
all
me.
awesome. I mean, they're all awesome.
So I have a question for you that somebody had brought up to me a couple years ago, and I thought it was interesting. The people who find you online,
Hmm.
do they negotiate your commission? No.
No,
No.
doesn't even come up.
Right?
Sign here.
I have said that, like, that got brought up to me. I don't remember who said it, but shout out to you, whoever you are. They don't. And it's a conversation that doesn't really happen. And I think because instead of showing up at someone's house and you're doing an appointment listing buyer, whatever, and you have seconds to prove your worth, that is the
Yes.
most toxic statement in real estate. I absolutely loathe it. And I blame the brokerages for
Amen.
gaslighting us. You've established who you are before you've even walked in the door.
Yeah,
Like,
you're already interviewed.
yeah,
You're just going there to talk real estate and sign
yeah.
paperwork.
Yeah. And I don't think people who are worried about like who don't want to get on video, I don't think they realize
Hmm.
what they're leaving behind by not doing it. And to the people who are like, I would never use you as a realtor, one, you're not buying a house. And two, that's fine. Because I was, when they say the trash takes itself out. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you for identifying yourself early on. You can
Yeah.
step over there.
Honestly, like they don't even have to be. I mean,
Kim,
I
you're so
respect
nice.
somebody. I am no, but I
God.
do. I respect someone who may not use me as a realtor. They may use my colleague who's in her 60s and kind of does her videos like God bless
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's
And you know what? That's totally fine.
so
But
why
you
they
don't
have to
have to
say it
show up.
to
You don't
me?
have to
I
show
don't.
up on my video being all dicky about it.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you
how.
for
Yes.
telling me because
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't work with you. That's what I say. I always say to the people that say, I would never use you as your realtor, as a realtor. I'm like, I probably wouldn't want to work with you then.
Yeah.
Like if you're
I
not,
think people think because we work on commission that somehow we have to or we will take everything that
right.
comes our way.
God, no.
And
Yeah.
no, no,
No.
no,
Mm-mm.
no. So let's talk about the psychology of the trolls because I love me some
Mm.
insight and psychology on
Mhm.
it. What is your thought? Why do you think they do that? And do you have a troll account?
I do not have a troll account.
Plot twist.
You do?
You are.
I know Trad started a troll.
I know.
One time. I was like, Trad, I
Oh,
know this is you. Like, don't you
Brad.
say like you're not, it's not. No, I don't,
To
I don't.
get Trad on here. We should do like a whole,
Oh
like
my.
a Gen Z TikTok realtor.
See,
I don't know. What the hell are we? Gen X? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
we're Gen X, the
Oh,
best.
that's right. Yeah, we
Um,
are. That's right. We are. Yeah. There
honestly,
it is.
I just think they're miserable people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really have a thought process behind it other than the fact that I believe that they are something else is going on in their life. Now, that's not excusing what they're saying, but that's just how I deal with it. Like, okay, clearly you've got some issues and it has nothing to do with me, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna, we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about it
They're
anyway.
just insecure projectors
Yeah.
is
I mean,
is
I would
really
never think there's things I see on TikTok that I don't necessarily agree with or I think is gross or, whatever. I just move on,
I have
So,
found there's a common thread with the people that troll me when I go to their pages, if they're not like a faceless troll.
right,
And I'm not going to share what that is because I don't believe that those people are all those kind of people,
right.
but there does seem to be a common thread. It's
Mhm.
men.
Yes, I get it. Yep.
It's men and there's a common thread
Yeah.
there for sure. And it's wild.
Yes.
I think for me, what I've seen is that I think it's a confident, and I hate the like, I'm a woman, like,
Give me
like,
more.
I'm a woman. I get my life's hard. Like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I don't like everyone has it hard. If you believe you have it hard, you have it hard.
Right.
If you believe you're being picked on, you're being picked on. If you
Hmm.
believe that you don't and life's good, then that's true too. So
Yeah.
like I just believe like what we think and believe is what our reality is. But I do believe there is something with these people that being a woman and being confident and being able to voice whatever I feel is
Right.
very triggering to them
Yes.
and I must instantly be put back in my place.
Yeah.
And it is a box that I don't choose to be in, and I
Mhm.
won't. And so I had one guy because I do curse as well, and TikTok is fine with it. Instagram is like pearl clutchers, ma'am. I've never, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, we can tell you've never,
Yeah.
like,
Never a
so
lot.
yeah, I really never all the time. I like, yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, Dateline special. Like we know, like stop playing. So, but on TikTok, like it's just it is how I talk, and I always laugh.
Mhm.
It's not like I go into clients' houses and I'm like, "What's all this shit on the floor?" Like,
Right.
you bunch of mother truckers. Like I am not. Thank you. But there is a psychology and there's actually a whole study that when people curse in a business setting, it actually creates a level of trust and
Mhm.
endears you to each other. And so there is a whole psychology behind it. But I had one guy I had done a video and he was like, "You would get so much more business if you didn't curse." And I was like, "Well, I don't know if I mean I do pretty well. Thanks so much
Right.
for caring about me and my bank account, but I am aces, buddy. Like I'm good. That's okay. I can't literally can't take on more business.
Right.
So I don't need your shit, sir."
People
Like
just
it's funny the people that think they need to tell you
yes.
how you should
Yes.
be. What a weird,
It's a
sad,
weird flex.
sad life.
It's definitely weird.
I also think I think some people are surprised when I comment back because I think they do see us as a character, not a
Right.
person. Somebody shared one of my videos in one of these. I did a video a long time ago about why I don't leave feedback,
Oh,
which
I
is
remember
funny
that.
because
Yeah,
I mean, I do sometimes. Like everyone's so literal. And then somebody had shared my video in some sort of mastermind group
oh
or
Lord.
something. My God, the
Ugh.
masterminds. Stop with the
Ew.
masterminds. And then I commented, and then the person was like, "Oh my God, you're in this group?" Yes, ma'am. I'm
Yes,
in
I
the
mean,
group. Like it just like, yeah, like something like we're not people. It's like seeing your teacher outside of class.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll tell you what though. I'm sure you've gotten this before too, because I'll get it on Facebook. There are even realtors who almost, I think, view us as characters.
Hmm.
Because there's been times I've commented on one of those Facebook groups, and I've had a realtor comment like, "Oh my God, Kim, like Kim sells Concord on TikTok. Oh my God, I can't believe you're commenting." Like, well, it's just
Yeah.
me. Like, so it is kind of weird. But I do want to, since like trolls and stuff, if there are agents out there that are legit like not wanting to do videos because of that, I mean, as long as you can get it in your head that it's them and not you, because that's all we've been talking about, like
Yeah.
it's the psychology behind them and what, it's them, not you. And as long as you're being you, you
Well, and
know,
I think I talked about this last week, and I think that's the biggest issue that we have in real estate is our self-esteem takes a
oh,
hit because we're not necessarily selling a product. Real estate is almost secondary
yes,
sometimes, and we're selling ourselves. And so when a comment comes, we don't get a listing, some sort of rejection happens, it feels very personal because
yeah,
it's not a rejection of the product we're selling.
right,
It's a rejection of us, our ideals, our who we are. And so it's very hard to not take that personally.
right, yeah,
And I think this goes back to things that we've talked about, and we talk about it in the happy agent community, is that if you're seeking validation or happiness or anything from an external factor, I mean, even the likes, like
mm,
sometimes I get uncomfortable when people say nice things to me online. Like I've had people get their real estate license because of me. I've had people tell me that they got out of bad situations because of me, and I'm like, who am I?
me, right.
Like what,
That
you
imposter
know? And
syndrome, and it's real.
it is, and it's hard to accept it and it's hard to take it in. But I think just in the same vein as the trolls, even the praise needs to be put in a box. Like,
Yes,
and it's still even not a reflection of us. If the aggression isn't a reflection of us, the praise can't be a reflection of us either,
right.
because then you chase the praise.
And you chase the praise.
So it needs to just be, I've noticed sometimes I'll do when I'm getting ready to film something, I'm like, oh, I can't say that now, or I can't because now people are watching or and then I've had to stop myself and go, no, if I do that, then I'm not being me. But it is a weird phenomenon
It is.
of that. And it's also weird too, like I was telling Gabe, it's almost there's this real estate portion of us where we're helping our clients and we're doing all these things. And then there's this like video, social media thing. And it seems like two different worlds sometimes. Yeah, it's a weird.
It is. And I want people to understand because it is weird when people come up to us, right? Like, oh my God, you're, Courtney or you're Kim Sells Concord.
I love it. Do you love it or is it weird to you? I
It's
love it.
yes and yes. It's weird and I love it and I absolutely love it. But don't let that deter you from you doing your thing because while you're praising me, I'm looking at somebody else like, man, I wish I can do that. Man, I wish I can
Mhm.
do the videos like she does. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing it too. So we all just
So
got to
let's
get out of
talk
our own damn
about
heads.
the different kind of videos because you do videos a little different than I do.
Right.
Everyone kind of does, and I was not intentional when I started it, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
you weren't either because we
No,
all
not at
kind of
all.
got on at the same time and we're
Yeah.
like whatever hit. Like
Mhm.
for me, I do talk to the camera.
Yeah.
I share my opinion. I talk about my opinion about real estate. I talk about my
Mhm.
opinion about other agents and how to be a realtor, the pitfalls of it and the joys of it. But then there's, people who make funny videos.
Yeah.
We've got why am I drawing a blank? My God, he makes all funny videos. Why? I just saw him too. He's
Man
with
on
Real.
Facebook. A guy. He's with Rio.
Yeah, he had long hair and he just cut it.
Bob.
My Bob Tompkins. My God.
Bob.
This
He does the real estate.
my brain.
He started a new page for
Oh, he
just
did?
the real
Okay.
estate. I forget what it's called, but yeah, he does the skits.
Yeah, so there's like everybody does different stuff. There's
Mhm.
when I was at Rugby, there's some guys out of Northern California and they're not even on camera. They just do walkthrough videos and they talk and he's got 170 200,000 followers
Was
on
Roland one of them? Was he there?
Roland. Yeah, Roland and Matt.
Yeah.
Super cuties, like really liked them, learned a
Yeah.
lot. So there's all these different ways that you can do it, but I do think there's a common thread of personality that runs through. So even though you don't see Matt and Roland, they give their opinion, you can hear their voice. So
Right.
there's a level of personality there. I have done events with agents who just do walkthrough videos and they don't voice over, there's not them.
Right.
There's one guy in this area that he has almost 200,000 TikTok followers and he does get a good amount of business from it. He has way more followers than I do, but he doesn't have the conversion that I do. He doesn't
Right.
get the referrals that I do because people are missing that connection. So
Connection.
you're getting a referral because people are calling on a house that they may or may not be able to afford. They're just excited about the product, but you didn't give them value because they don't know you. So there really is so many different ways to do it, and you just kind of have to pick what's
You
best. Like,
nailed it, the conversion and how many followers. Like, that's
it
another thing
doesn't
too that's
matter.
very, very hard in our industry. And you talk about chasing the praise and all that stuff. Like, stop looking at your numbers. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously with each platform, yes, if you have more followers, that platform will think you're more credible, whatever. But at the end of the day, especially on TikTok, I don't know about you, but half the time when someone reaches out to me through TikTok, they didn't realize they weren't even following me. Like they didn't realize they weren't
Like,
following me until they were ready to reach out. And they're like, oh
mm,
crap, I'm not even following her. I just kept popping up on their
just
page.
kept, yeah.
So, so don't the follower count and all that. I would rather talk to, 2,000 people that I really have a legit chance of doing business with than talking to 200,000 people when half of them are
Mhm.
16 or,
Yeah.
40 living in mom's basement or something. You know what I mean? Like, so,
It's about quality, not quantity. Right?
I
Did I say that
think
right?
so,
Yeah, I
unless I
said that
just
right.
saved that to myself to make myself it is, but no,
The
it is.
the delusion is true, and that's all that matters. It's all that matters. So, like, how many followers did you have when you got your first lead deal?
Oh God, I don't know. I honestly don't know. See, I think my situation may be a little different only because I got a couple thousand followers right away because of the COVID era and the
Mhm.
videos I was doing. Girl, I honestly don't know. I'm not a numbers person. It was less than 10,000. I know
I think
that.
I was at 1,000. I think I was 1,000 when I
I,
got,
I definitely had more than that because, like I said, I racked up a couple thousand right off the
yeah.
bat. But I know it was maybe 5,000, maybe something like that,
Okay.
six somewhere around
And
there.
how many referrals are you getting every year? How many calls do you get? How's your Instagram?
Oh God,
When TikTok went down, how was your Instagram?
Instagram. Well, I went on Instagram and I made one comment on someone's realtor blocked me, and I wasn't even a troll. Do you remember that? I've gotten blocked.
I'm sure I've been blocked
Okay,
too.
we're spiraling.
That's what we do here.
Believe it or not, so I that is something I think I need to work on. Anytime I've gotten a couple like agent referrals,
Hmm.
but not like you. But I do close a decent, like I know this year so far I've closed 5 TikTok clients and I've
That's
got another
amazing.
3, like 1 active, 2 kind of coming. My
Hmm.
my goal was to this year close 15 TikTok
Okay.
people through TikTok.
That's amazing.
And I'm sure you know this, the people who come in, they're not reaching out until they're ready. Like I'm not
Yeah.
having to baby them. I
Yeah.
mean, once in a while they may just not be ready. They're ready, but they're on
Hmm.
paper, they're not quite ready. So those you have to nurture. But 9 times out of 10, man, when they're reaching out, it's go time
Yeah.
and we go.
And do you feel weird when you meet them for the first time?
No, I love it.
Yeah. Do you?
I do. I don't feel
I
weird.
get I get anxiety.
Do you? I
And I'm
don't. I love
always
it.
worried that they'll think I'm different in
Yeah.
person than I am online. I've never had they have all said I'm the same.
Yes.
And I really am. So there's different versions of my personality, but it's all there. It's the same.
I've gotten a couple like, well, where's your Tito's bottle or,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
I sometimes get that people are surprised I'm as good of a realtor
Yeah.
as like they're surprised by it, like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't think you'd be that good, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you. It is what I do
That
for a
is
living.
true. Yeah.
I
Because
appreciate
it
it.
does work out where I don't think I've ever had any. Never mind. I don't want to say that. I don't want to jinx it because I'm showing houses tonight with TikTok buyers. So I don't.
I take it back. I
They
take it
take it
back.
back. They take it back, but they just seem to always be the most, again, never mind, take it back. But that's the point of social media. You're out there every single day
Mhm.
interviewing.
Mhm.
Every video you do, you are literally interviewing. And if you get a few troll comments along the way, but wind up helping a buyer or seller, who cares?
Now, do you put a lot of thought into what you're doing as far as like if I post this, maybe that's not my brand or that's like do you think about that like who you're speaking to when you do a video or you're just like this feels right to me?
See, well, on TikTok, I mean, most of my videos are just me telling stories of what's literally is
Mhm.
going on at the moment, or a story that, something happened a couple years ago and I kind of remembered it. The only thing I think about is this going to be somehow turned into a controversial shit show?
And then if you think that, are you like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do that because I'd like a
Yes.
controversial shit show of
Yeah.
a video.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, once in a while, I'm like, is there anything, what can I talk about? I mean, I don't want to purposely put something out there just for the purpose of it being controversial. And I know every like social media coach will be like, no, you have to do that because that brings in the
Hmm.
comments and the likes. But I'm not by nature a controversial person. If something
Yeah.
happened to me or a client or something like that, that could be skewed as, a little controversial, whatever, then so be it. Cool, bring it on.
Hmm.
But I'm not going to, that would be off brand for me purposely trying to think of something
Right.
to just generate a whole bunch of
I'm always
mess.
surprised when I've triggered people with stuff. I'm
Your
always like,
mailbox one, that was hilarious,
the
right? Was it
mailbox
the
one.
mailbox
Oh my
one?
God.
Goodness.
Yeah. When I was
Awful
like,
person, you. How dare you want
I
mailboxes?
know. Well, we were in this neighborhood and it was a fairly decently priced neighborhood in a big HOA, and all the mailboxes were just like bad, like knocked down,
Yeah.
DIY. And I was like this. And then I was just the HOA Karen. And I'm like, okay, like I don't. And then
Cool.
people were so triggered that I was like disgusted by the variety of mailboxes in
Yeah.
this neighborhood.
You took some heat for that one.
I like personality. You must like everything cookie cutter. And I'm like, no, I like freaking equity, dumbass.
Right.
Like I was trying to explain to this house wasn't an HOA.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't, things like your neighbor's mailbox does affect the equity of your house
Yeah.
because
If it looks
it's a
all run
right.
down
Yeah,
and
if it looks run down, then buyers won't want to buy, then they won't
Mhm.
like it's really it was a bigger picture thing, but not everyone gets that, which that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Which actually, hold on, I can kind of tie this
Yeah.
all in together. So
Okay.
basically, even something like mailboxes can trigger troll comments.
Mhm.
So to the people again who are afraid because they're gonna get troll comments, it's gonna happen. So just do it. Just get it over with and
And
make it,
honestly, when you get them, you're on the right path.
yes.
If you don't get any kind of commentary that is a little divisive or I
Mhm.
don't agree with you, however they choose to say it, then you're too neutral.
Yeah.
And if you're neutral, you're not going to attract people to want to work with you because you have no opinion. Now, the reality is, well, I think we're so busy as realtors thinking if we're just nice enough, if we're just nice enough, someone will hire me. If I'm just nice enough and answer the phone at midnight and
Mhm.
do all of these things, then that is my value. And the reality is people want somebody who's damn good and they feel protected by. So if you're out there just being a total weenie on video and like, oh no, I believe what you believe, and I know that's everything's fine, guys, and every when I negotiate, we all just really get along and it's good, then you're a wimp. Honestly, I don't want a
Yeah.
wimp handling that kind of money for me. Like, I do think it's funny anytime I talk about negotiations, which I love, and the contentiousness that can happen during negotiation. I'm very collaborative when I negotiate. Like, I'm not a big hammer. I don't come
Yeah.
in to try to screw somebody over. I only get tough when they screw around with me or my clients, but
Mhm.
people are so weird about negotiating when you talk about it. And they're like, that is horrible. You guys sound like horrible people. We sound like horrible people until it's your money on the line.
Right.
Like, okay, it's funny. So
You never know what's gonna trigger something. Yeah.
everything
Everything. I mean,
triggers
yeah, this
everybody.
is true.
Yeah.
This is
So
true.
what are like some of your good clapbacks? Because I have been known to make comments in the comment
Yeah.
section
Mhm.
and I will shut some people down. Sometimes I mean, I was the fat girl growing up. So if you don't learn how to be a little tough, you know? Like she comes out like Chunky Courtney, who wore the acrylic sweater in third, fourth, and fifth grade over her Catholic schoolgirl uniform because I
Yes.
looked like a stuffed little pig, and I it was 110 degrees, and I'm wearing this sweater, and everyone's like, "Why aren't you hot?" Yes, bitch, I'm hot, but I'm fat, and for some reason, so that inner girl will come to the surface,
Mhm.
and sometimes I'm like, "Ooh, that was even mean for me. Let me delete that
Yeah.
real quick." So,
So
what are some of your favorite comments?
I've got two, and they were
Okay,
both humorous because my
okay,
clapbacks are either I decided if I'm going to actually like do this clapback thing, right? I'm not going to stoop to their level. So I'm not going to be mean. I'm either going to be
okay.
funny or I am going to destroy you with niceness and education. You
So
know
we
what I
have
mean?
different strategies.
Yes. Yeah. So the two basically I took their comment literally. I got a comment once that said, "You're ridiculous. A monkey can do your job." As soon as I saw that comment, I hopped on Amazon and I bought a monkey mask. And I ran around my house, like showing my house to Brass Monkey.
Uh-huh.
And I showed the house, I typed up the offer, I went to closing, and the attorney gave me a banana, all in a monkey mask. I was doing my job as a monkey. So I took him literally. And of course, that took off. And it's funny because that goes back.
Weird, I've not seen that one.
How have you not seen that
I
one?
don't know. I've not seen that one.
It was a while ago. I'll send it to you.
Did they comment back?
He deleted his original comment.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think.
Weenie.
I'll have to go back.
That's
Um,
typical.
it's under my troll comment.
Oh, you have one? Oh, I should get
Yeah,
one of
it used
those.
to be called Miami 9595. And then when he left a while ago, I changed it to just troll comment playlist. But anyway, so that one. And then someone said all realtors are whores. I don't know. Can I say that? Like, I don't.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll allow.
Thank you. So I was like, okay. So I did a video. Is it In Sync or Backstreet Boy? Sorry, I was a New Kids fan.
Oh,
When
me
that line,
too.
like, and I'm down on my knees, or that's like
Yeah.
song.
Oh, I
So
didn't know you sang.
I do not sing. Actually, I used to though. That was obviously
Really? That
like,
was
oh yeah,
good. I like it.
Anyway. So I just did a video of me like getting down on my knees, tying my hair up.
Oh, I did see that one. Oh, I did see that one. That one. And what were the comments after that?
It was he kept
Looking for it.
going. I don't remember, but he kept going with it. But again, they always stem from a video that I'm actually talking and educating people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They always stem from something like that. So the beauty about the clapbacks is the people can click the comment and then they can see the original video of where it came from. And they can see that obviously that person is completely unhinged. All I was doing was sitting in my car telling a story. And
Yeah.
this person was calling me a whore, so it's
I've
it,
been
it,
called worse by better people. Thank you very much.
yeah,
Thank you
thank you
very
very
much.
much. Yeah.
So one of my favorite comments I got, and I laughed so hard, was your life coach needs to step up their game. I died. I thought that was hysterical. And so then I responded, says the internet troll, thanks for the 2-second giggle. Man, if you had $1 for every time, oh, never mind, you won't get that. And I have some good ones. So I did a little clapback list. So for the
Yay.
people who want to clap back and the thought process behind choosing to clap back, block, or ignore
Yes.
is your clapback is for the 100+ people who are silently watching your comments.
Mm-hmm.
I have gotten business from people watching my comments who they'll reach out to me and they're like, I saw your comment back and that was really funny. And the
Yes.
idea of the clapback really is to entertain and take back your power
Mm-hmm.
and to shut it down. So how you choose to do that is up to you, but some of them I like. This was mine. I feel like you're obsessed with me. This is starting to get weird for us. They never know what to say about that one. That one is
There was actually a sound on TikTok, and I've done it. It was like, look at you on my page again. Hi.
hi. Stop
Hi.
watching me. This is getting really weird, guys.
I love it.
Wow, I didn't ask, but thank you for being brave enough to share. There was some lady the other day who went off on my sign placement. She's in Corpus Christi. So, boo to you, ma'am. And she was like, "You're so dumb. You can't put your sign there. Like they'll take it. People hire realtors because we know city code." I'm like, "Maybe because you live in Corpus Christi and it's like this big, but I'm in Dallas Fort Worth. There's over 200 cities in Dallas Fort Worth. Like, and by the way, I did look up the county code and it's not in there, but I mean, keep okay. I'm like, no one has ever hired me for knowing code. And just
Yeah,
FYI, for anyone in the future who would like to hire me, I don't know code.
I
I
don't know.
don't know city code. So please don't hire me for that. Hire me because I'm funny and I'm really good. I like, so yeah, she kept commenting and I was going to be mean. And then I was like, don't. And so I just said, thank you so much for sharing with me about who you are as a person. I didn't ask, but I appreciate you
Yeah.
doing that. Basically, you're a shit person. What you're saying isn't about me, it's about what you're not saying about yourself.
Mm, like
Thought
that.
that was good. I hope your day gets better than the energy you just brought here. I must have triggered something. I hope whatever it is, you work through it. Bam! I like
I
that
like
one.
that one.
You came all this way to say something mean. I hope it helped you feel seen.
Ooh.
That's a good one. I hope the next thing you say out loud is something kind to yourself.
Oh,
That,
that's a good
that
one too.
I feel like that's a good one for you. I'm not
Yeah,
usually that nice.
I know. I was like, huh?
Oh, oh. Kim, you're so nice. Imagine waking up and thinking this is a way to feel powerful. That's a sad part. That's the
Oh,
saddest part. That could
yeah.
be mean, but I don't know.
Meow.
I
No,
also like this one. Are you okay?
I've done that one before.
Are you are
I
you
usually
okay?
follow that up with something like, you might need to go outside and touch some grass. Like,
Yeah.
get outside.
Yeah.
Get outside. I
You
love
might
doing
need
things
some
like
Tito's.
that, like acting like I'm genuinely worried about their mental health. Like,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
those.
Are you are you or do you need a hug
Look.
with a chair to your
Look,
face?
trolls can be an amazing peer or call whatever we call them these days for your, social media. It's
I don't
content.
know.
It's
I don't know.
it's
Yeah.
it's content.
So when do you so ignoring a lot of real estate social media coaches will tell you to ignore people. I
Mhm.
like to use some of the comments. I will like repost them and talk about something,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. So when do you choose to ignore? Because silence is power.
Yes.
I'm still working on that.
I choose to ignore when I can't figure out a way to either be funny about it or educate. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Like when
Mhm.
someone was like, oh, you fat paid it. What am I going to do with that? Like, what am I going to do with that? I just, no.
Yeah.
But if I can find a way to be sarcastic and be funny or again just show me just taking it to the next level and educating them and why they're wrong with their comment, then I will.
Yeah. I also like the okay. Like when someone tells me I'm
Oh, I'll
stupid
do
for
that all the
something, I'll
time.
just respond,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Oh, I mean, I was more so talking about like responding like with a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
But
I
yes,
like to just be like, okay.
yes, I will do just a typed out comment. Yes, I use okay all the time or cool fact, bro, or cool
Very like dismissive, just
good for you, dude,
okay.
or things like that. I'll do. Like I said, the only ones are just like the really hateful one. And then you've got the trolls that I feel like are bots where they're just commenting on every single one of your videos.
Yeah.
I don't need all that.
So I'll block the people that I think are being disrespectful to my audience.
There you go. That's a
Yeah,
good
like
one.
if you treat my people like they're
Yes.
stupid or there's no space for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's a good one.
well, thank you for being here and doing
Yes.
this with me. And I just think you're amazing. So your
Thanks for listening.
TikTok got hacked. Did you get it back? What happened?
I believe I did. Think what happened was, first of all, I got the notification right away. First of all, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm a morning person, so I was already
Mhm.
awake, and it was a Saturday. I got a notification that someone logged in on a different device. And I was like, and most, I think I've gotten that before with other things, and it turns out to be like bogus or whatever, but this was legit. So I right away hopped on TikTok, and it was like an iPhone 2 or something. And I was like, no, but they had already changed my email address. They changed my email address, they changed my handle, they changed my name, and I got to it before they were able to change my phone number. I think that's what
Mm.
saved me because they couldn't finish doing it all. So I was able, because I guess I didn't have the two authorization.
Oh, that gives me anxiety. Yes. Well, I just got the 2 authorization because
Yes,
of you.
do that.
Yeah.
That saved me though, because I started getting text messages with a code, but it was still going to me because it was still my phone
Okay.
number. So they couldn't finish what they started. So I was always able to post, I was always able to comment. It was just I was able to finally get my name back because TikTok makes you wait. Like if you change your name, you have to wait 7
Mhm.
days to change your name. If you change your handle, you have to wait 30 days. So I waited the 7 days and I was able to change my handle. I was able to change my email address back because I still had my phone number. It was the scariest thing, which is so weird, right?
And
Like
it's not, no, like
it's
people made fun of
invasive.
us when TikTok went away, and there were some
Yeah.
agents who were mocking us
Mm,
TikTok realtors. And I'm like,
mm, mhm.
again, that's the hate. It's just the hate. So it's fine. You can have Instagram.
Yeah, I'd love to figure out Instagram.
It is a huge source of business,
Yeah, it's
and
business.
I love it. But it's a huge source of business for us.
Mhm.
So it's not funny.
It's
Like it
not
is
funny.
not, yeah,
No,
it's a big deal.
it was invasive, and that's what it felt like. I was
I feel
like,
like
"Oh."
someone's in your house. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
creepy. I mean, because think of I mean, I'm sure you do too. I mean, I've got my card hooked up to it. I'm monetized. I make money. Like, I had to
Do
shut
I
down
haven't done that.
my card. I mean, I don't rely on it. Basically,
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well because
I
anything
thought my
more
views
than a
went
minute,
down when I did it. I thought my views went down when I did
really,
that.
I just
Yeah.
have I
I don't
didn't really
know.
notice anything, but again,
Okay.
because most of my videos are over a minute
Yeah.
anyway, because I'm
Yeah.
talking, I'm like, screw it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll change it. Maybe I'll take it away and see what
I don't
happens.
know. I did it and then took it away, and I still feel like maybe my content sucks. Maybe this is just Courtney.
It's
Courtney, I'm glad you're here for this intervention. It's
it's
time. It's
really
time.
dumb though. It's not worth the few bucks here
No,
and there.
but there's some like Matt and Roll, they do
Oh,
quite
I'm sure.
well on it.
I'm sure they
And
do.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was listening to it and I'm like, God dang it. Like, okay, I need
Yeah.
to, I mean, it could be worth a couple grand a
Yeah.
month. I don't know. I'll think about that. Well, I'm glad
Anyway,
glad you're getting your TikTok back.
that
I
was
was,
scary. Yeah.
yeah, I was scared for you. I was like, no,
Yeah.
no,
Everyone's like, just make another page. Well, I'm like,
no. Do you know how
no,
long it took? Damn it.
no.
No, I'm out. You take my TikTok, I'm out.
Seriously, right?
I'm
I
out.
guess I'm going all in on Instagram now.
I
No, I'd
know.
rather
I've
start on
tried.
Instagram.
My Instagram's growing though. I'm growing faster on Instagram than I am on
Are you?
TikTok at
Good
this
for you.
point. Yeah.
And I'm not practicing what I preach, right? I tell everybody on TikTok, like, you gotta put in the work. You gotta post
Yeah.
the video. You gotta be there. You gotta comment. You gotta, da, 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 da. I'm not doing that on Instagram. I'm not. So I can't.
I just share my TikToks to
Yeah,
Instagram.
I noticed that.
Lazy.
I should. But again, Instagram doesn't like me talking in my car.
Yeah, they don't like my language.
Anywho,
Bunch of sensitive people over there.
yeah.
Well, thank you for your
Thanks
time. I appreciate it.
for having me.
And
This is
it
fun.
was fun. It was fun talking to you. So tell everyone your Kim sells Concord,
Kim sells Concord
Concord,
across
North Carolina.
Concord, it's the Charlotte area. People
The
know
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Okay.
Fun fact, Charlotte Motor Speedway, if there's any NASCAR fans, Charlotte Motor Speedway is actually in Concord.
Oh, okay. So
But
we got our referral person in the
yep,
Charlotte, North Carolina area. And
yeah.
you're so fun. We love watching you. Everyone was so excited when I said you were coming on. They're like, "Oh my God, I follow her." I love that reaction. "Oh my God, I follow her." And
I
so
hope we were able
thank
to
you.
take some nuggets out of our
Always. I don't know. I don't
whirlwind.
know. I don't know if anyone is. I just did. Part of me is just selfish and I
Good.
just am having fun talking to people and I do hope
Yeah.
people get something out of it. So next week I've got Lacey Brucci on.
Okay.
Love her. So she joined me at Real. She's in Dallas and she's a good friend, brilliant, brilliant person. And so we're going to be talking about what the hell is authenticity anyways,
Yes.
which I think is a big
We
one.
do
The
throw
troll.
around that word all the
We
time.
do, and I don't what does it mean? And I think like people say it and then you're like, well, I don't know, is that authentically me? I don't know if I want to be authentically me. Like, so we're going to talk about that
That's a good one.
next week. Yeah.
Fun.
So, all right, any words to send anybody off with?
Just post the damn video.
Post the damn video. I've not to bring it back to me, but I will. So I had done a video where I just said, just post the damn video.
Oh, did you?
And somebody made a comment thanking me and saying that they were going to get out of real estate. Something bad had happened to them
Mhm.
and they were going to get out of real estate and saw my video and just posted the damn video and started getting calls. And I was like, literally made me cry because it just sometimes we don't realize the power of our words and the effect. And there's so much greatness to be had by showing up as who we are, whatever version of that we're willing to share. And the more authentic you can share of your story and who you are, the better your connections with people are going to be. So if
Absolutely.
you trust yourself and trust your story and you're willing to share it, you're going to get the
Mm.
rewards you're going to get from it are so incredible. And I don't know how much more I can convey that to
Yeah,
people. And you've experienced that too. And so
100%.
it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it
Well,
is.
thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Thank you
We're
for
going
having
on
me.
we're going on a cruise in January, a real estate cruise in January. Blake Jones is going, Lacey Brucci's going, Kim Dean's
What?
going. Yeah. I'm going to send it to you. I don't, it's like out of Florida or somewhere, but it's a
Okay.
real estate cruise and
Oh,
I'm going to be speaking on it.
hey.
And there's going to be, I would love for you to go. I would love for anyone to go.
I've never been on a cruise before. I know. I know.
Okay. Well, this is going to be your first time. I'm going to
Live
send
a
you
very
the thing.
sheltered life.
I'm going to live a very sheltered life, just me and my Tito's bottle. Okay, I'm gonna send you the info because
Okay.
I would love for you to go. That would
Cool.
be so much fun.
That would be
But thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
nice.
And
Same for you. All
I'll see you next time.
right, Courtney.
Bye.